Am I the a-hole for refusing to reconcile with my sister after she used her kids multiple times to swindle money from me and then threatened to have me arrested? I, 43 male, cut my sister out of my life in 2013. Now recently she's had some medical issues, and my mother believes I should just get over the past and reconcile before it's not possible. Backstory: my sister and I were never really close. She's 2 years older than me and was the planned child. As such, she was the favorite child, and often I paid for her antics because my parents saw nothing she did as wrong. Despite this, I tried to deal with it. Up till I was 17, I had gotten my first real job, building transformers in a factory. That's until my sister, who is now in the military, got pregnant with her first child, who I'll call AJ, fake name. Because she was active duty after the baby was born and her maternity leave ended, she was getting forward deployed to Iraq for Desert Storm. My sister begged me to take care of AJ while she was deployed because my parents couldn't, and baby daddy decided he didn't want to be a dad. Deal was I would move into her house, take care of AJ, and she would pay all the bills and my storage fees for my stuff that wouldn't fit in the small room she had prepared for me. AJ and I got along great, and although he's not my son, I really bonded to him. She came back from deployment and asked me to stay with them for a while until she gets acclimated to home life again. Little did I know this meant watching AJ so she could go out, get drunk, and bring back random guys from the bar to bang. Of course, intimacy leads to pregnancy number 2. With the pending baby and new baby daddy meant there was no longer room for me in her home. So I moved out and thankfully was able to return to my transformer job, albeit at a lower pay rate, punishment for my lack of company loyalty. Fast forward to 2 shortly after my second nephew was born. Let's call him JD. About a month after JD was born, my sister and the new baby daddy showed up on my doorstep. She looked stressed out and fed me this sob story about how they had no money after bills to feed my nephews, nor buy diapers for the baby. Me being the sucker, I was immediately signed over my paycheck for that week, as I had gotten paid that day, roughly $700 after taxes, and told her get the boys whatever they needed. She thanked me, and they drove away. I called the next morning to check on things, only to find they had gone to Nebraska to visit baby daddy number 2's folks, and essentially had lied to me so I would fund the trip. I informed her that was the last time they would ever get from me, and that it disgusted me that she used my relationship with my nephews to trick me into funding her trip, and went LC. Fast forward 5 years. My mother guilt trips me into burying the hatchet and coming to family functions that my sister was attending. Like a dumbass, I listened. Things seemed okay. She seemed to genuinely feel remorse for her actions, so I decided to let bygones be bygones. By this time, she's on baby daddy, husband number 3, and I had taken some less than legal jobs and was selling weed to make ends meet while working as a DJ to hide my less than legal income from the authorities. When sis found out what my source of income really was, she started asking for weed to help her cope with back pain and stress, so I started supplying her weed for free. This went on for about a year until my mother and I got into an argument and she told sis about it. So sister takes to Facebook to tell everyone that I live in my own drug-addicted world and that if I ever contact her or her kids again, she would call the cops and have me arrested. So I replied that my drug-addled world involved being her supplier and had been supporting her habit at no cost to her, but not to worrying I would never contact them again, and that she is dead to me because she was once again using her kids against me because she knows AJ and I had a really tight bond. After that, I moved out of state and never contacted her again, cleaned up my life, got a legal job, a wonderful woman who has a distaste for drama as much as I do. AJ turned 18, joined the military, and got stationed near me, hounded my mother for my phone number, and tried to start a relationship with me again. He asked me why I suddenly moved away and stopped talking to them, so I showed him his mother's FB post and told him, well, I appreciate him reaching out. My life has become stable, and I have no interest in changing it, and inviting his mother back to my life, and by associating with him, it would most certainly draw her attention. So even though he is now a legal adult, we have no real relationship, nor do I want one with him. This may seem petty to folks or punishing the child for the mother's actions, but in reality, this is not my child. I have no responsibilities or obligations to AJ, and it's been almost 10 years since we had spoken. Fast forward to now. My sister has been clinically diagnosed as bipolar and is having stomach problems and has to have surgery. Mom, in her ever nosy and meddlesome ways, is contacting me, requesting I come be with them, and my sister in case the surgery doesn't go well or is unsuccessful. I respectfully and politely declined, citing the past and that my life is better without her drama. She says I'm being selfish, childish, and insensitive to my sister's plight. So, am I the a-hole for cutting my sister and nephews out of my life and not wanting to reconcile?